Belinda was a pioneer in the media industry in many ways. She represented diversity before that word became universally understood. She was often the only woman on the stage or in the boardroom.
She has a unique ability to get the very best out of people working with her in an apparently effortless way.
You've always been passionate about moving our industry forward, evidenced by your involvement on many industry boards and committees. So the recognition is probably overdue and very well deserved.
Her passion for the media industry and helping it to retain talent, especially female talent, is contagious, and her ability to channel that passion into action through advocacy, network building, and influencing policy at a board level means she leaves both the humans and the industry as a whole in a better place than where she found them.
Belinda is quite simply the original believer in people, and knowing that making them rise to their fullest potential is making everything better for business, clients, quality of work. She has demonstrated this through her own hard work, commitment and initiative, and she is incredibly and constantly generous with her time and sharing her experience, her knowledge, her expertise.
She's people-centred, charismatic and caring. She's articulate and confident.
Belinda's incredible work ethic and success, as I mentioned, was always an inspiration to many. But despite the enormous workload that she had, Belinda was always finding time to meet up with media owners and share her expertise and thoughts with them.
An absolute game changer. Probably the first media buyer really to put the whole strategic piece together, putting the creative together with all the strategic side, and also being a very, very strong media buyer from a deal point of view was something that was incredibly innovative at the time, and I think really set the industry up for the leadership that media really represents in the whole creative process.
You've given a lot over the years to the industry. And it's terrific to see that you've been recognised for those efforts, not only here in Australia, but also in many markets around the world.
She is an exemplary ambassador, and should ambassadors around the world take a leaf out of Belinda's book, I suspect fewer wars and way happier people.
Young media professionals with aspirations can look up to Belinda and see their future selves. Many of us owe a debt of inspiration to her.
I first met Belinda at Mojo and Partners in Melbourne in the mid-90s, and I recall going in and presenting the merits of transit advertising on my latest flip chart, hoping to gain her attention long enough to convince her to put, I think it was Vegemite, on bus sides. I knew when she sparked up her second cigarette in that meeting in her office that I had her attention. By the third durry, I was pretty confident I was on the plan.
I've known Bea since my very first day in the industry as a media assistant at George Pat's in Melbourne. I was working as an assistant to another Hall of Fame inductee, Annie Parsons, so there's probably a case to be made that I'm the kingmaker of the Hall of Famers.
We met over 20 years ago when she was running the Telstra account and I was the head of marketing there. And to this day, I have never worked with a business partner who was as committed to the client, who was as creative and hardworking, and I guess just generally delightful to work with.
We worked together for many years at Mojo and then Optimedia, and she was always the consummate executive, highly attuned to her clients' needs in a way that I've rarely seen.
For me, though, I was most inspired by your work launching and developing Optimedia. One of the earliest examples of the modern media consultancy. Your model of fewer, bigger clients, strategy-led retainers, and deep client relationships at the most senior level was groundbreaking in its day and an early beacon of how our industry should operate.
Belinda's mentorship has helped me to realise a potential that I didn't know was possible, and I can say the same for the others that she mentors.
Congratulations, Bea, on this fantastic recognition. I'll always remember working with you in the late 90s at Optimedia, and yourself, Rushy and Mark, changing the whole way media contributed to the communications process and starting to lead the entire agenda from being far more backroom before you guys made your impact on the industry. How you believed in the power of teams and how compelling that was being part of that team.
I was lucky enough to have meetings or harass Belinda in Melbourne, Sydney and London. And I think I even bumped into Belinda and Scotty in Mykonos and tried to sell her a digital out-of-home campaign when I did. But thank you, Belinda, for always being so available to the media owner fraternity.
You know, I'm so happy that she's won this award. I think that's what makes her the ideal role model for the whole of the media industry and for all of the executives who will follow in her footsteps.
Belinda, you're the one person that I hated going up in competitive pitches against. Why? Because I didn't win one pitch against you in all that time we spent in Melbourne at the same time.
Go B.
Looking back on all the success that you've achieved both here in Australia and overseas, there's no doubt very few, if any, people are better qualified to be inducted into the MFA Hall of Fame. So congratulations and have a wonderful night celebrating.
I think B is a most worthy recipient of the Hall of Fame award, and I'm so delighted that she got it.
Congratulations on your induction into the Hall of Fame, and I hope you have a brilliant night.
Congratulations, B, on this fantastic recognition.
Congratulations and have a terrific night.
3 words to describe Belinda:
Hardworking,
Considered,
Passionate,
Ambitious,
Respected,
Empathetic,
inspirational,
clever,
focused,
Never in doubt.
dedicated,
utterly hilarious,
charming,
respected,
smart,
intelligent,
networked,
resilient,
determined,
smart,
classy.
best friend. Okay, maybe that's 2 more words, but if we hyphenate them, then that's just 3. Love you, babe.